another draw that feels like a loss. There's so many points that I want to raise. There's so many things I want to talk about, and I could probably just talk for hours about how bad Chelsea are at the moment, how everything is wrong at Chelsea at the moment, and how we are resembling nothing like the club I know, nothing like the players I know. And I think this must be what Arsenal and Man United fans have felt for so long, seeing players that do not fit the mould or do not fit the expectations that they are so used to. And this is kind of what I'm seeing, you know, considering the price tags of some of these players and seeing such a lack of fight, so many prima donnas in this team, so many players that are not willing to do the dirty work. Football is a game of margins, and no one is willing to go the extra mile to make sure that we get the win, that we get points. It's like people are playing for themselves, playing for their own reputation, you know, passing the blame, passing the buck. Nobody is taking a stand, taking the game by the scruff of the neck. They're all hiding from the scrutiny that they should rightfully face. No one is exempt from this attack of Chelsea players at the moment. Like, we are dreadful. I think these Chelsea players think that this is a weekday training game at Cobham, where everything is nice, where they're coddled, where they've got, I'm sure, a Michelin chef whipping food up in the kitchen, making sure everything is nice, making sure everything is all hunky-dory and cosy, and it's not. You're going to Nottingham Forrest away. Chelsea haven't played Nottingham Forest since 1999. They are buzzing. This is what they've waited years for, decades for, 2 decades and then some, to play Chelsea at home and make sure that they make their presence known. And they did exactly that. They were leaving their mark on us all over. Yeah, you know, they didn't really have any possession in the first half. They didn't create many chances. They were on the break, you know, trying to hit us on the break. But they had a game plan and they stuck to it, and they made sure that they frustrated us. And at the end of the day, they got a point off us, a valuable point, and Chelsea dropped 2 valuable points, considering Tottenham lost. We could have made up ground. Everyone else won. Liverpool managed to pick up a win, and we fall further behind. And it looks like, honestly, I think we won't even make Europa League this year. I think we are going to be well off any kind of European football, and this is a real problem that we have at the moment. And I don't know what is the solution. I don't think it's a quick fix, and it's going to be definitely some growing pains, but there needs to be a change now. You can't just keep accepting that things will change and not take action. Like, there needs to be something coming from the top down. Like, the issue needs to be addressed. But it was a dreadful game of football. So many prima donnas, so many, you know, the personnel we've got in our team at the moment is just not up to scratch. You know, let alone the attitude of some of these young players, some of these old players that we're housing at the moment, cannot meet the demands of the Premier League, cannot meet the demands of a youthful Nottingham Forest, who are literally doing everything they can, putting their bodies on the lines, leaving it all out over 90 minutes. Some of these players are not capable of doing that, even if they want to. You know, barring the one Thiago Silva. Like, apart from Thiago Silva, who again was our most important player, was again the best performing player, you know, there's something wrong if we keep having to wax lyrical about how great Thiago Silva is, how important Thiago Silva is getting us out of trouble constantly, because we keep putting him in them situations. We keep losing the midfield battle. We keep not pressing from the front, and teams are able to grow into the game, and we keep getting comfortable with 1-0 leads, like, or you know, tapering off in the second half. Like, where is it a fitness issue? To me, it's just a desire issue. There's not enough desire to win these games over the course of 90 minutes. We think the fact that we scored early, we could just take our foot off the gas and, you know, the win was going to come our way. No, I just think that there needs to be some sort of change in the way that the management is talking to these players. I think maybe they're being a bit coddled too much, you know, their quality, and trying to figure out, the emotional intelligence and understanding the players a bit. It's like, where's the discipline? Where is, like, who's screaming? That's one thing we have with Thomas Tuchel. Like, he would scream from the touchline, what are you doing? What is going on? And he clearly, you know, lost some of those players in that dressing room. But if things are going like that, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see players coasting, you know? And it is majority of the team. There are a few individuals that are probably, you know, not as culpable as some others players, but in general, it's most of the team. And I do think that it's a problem that needs to get ironed out as soon as possible, because we will lose more points. We dropped points again. Like, credit to Nottingham Forest, they were immense. They did a great job, and they were resilient. You know, Yates was putting his foot everywhere, leaving his mark on Pulisic constantly. The big man they had up top, can't remember his name, he was causing all kinds of problems. And, you know, after like the 50th minute mark, I was trying to think about who in this Chelsea team has actually performed well, like who has played well, who's given us something. And it's the same name. And I don't want to have to keep singing Thiago Silva's praises, because it means that he's having to do more than he should. I just don't know what is going to change with these Chelsea players. To me, it's like some of them have just given up, and it's the wrong attitude to have at a club like Chelsea, who, you know, we've always prided ourselves on players that play well, that you know, give it all and perform and make sure that they leave it all on the pitch. But there's so many players that are not willing to do that, or not willing to do that for this club. So it's really a tricky one. And I know it's only a draw to Nottingham Forest away, who have got points off of a few other teams as well, but it just highlighted like what is wrong with Chelsea. It was a real telling game of football. Forest were, you know, good, so they can consider themselves jobs well done. And Chelsea, it's back to some of the old problems that we had before. I don't know what Potter is going to do, but he needs to have stern words with a lot of these players. And even just, you know, when things aren't going well, the players that we're bringing on, it's just not inspiring. It's not inspiring to see Aubameyang, Ziyech and Gallagher come on and try and change the game. Like, they're just there to get minutes. If the ball falls on a plate for them, they might tuck it away, but they're not doing anything extraordinary to make that happen. Those three, Aubameyang, Ziyech and Gallagher, coming on, honestly, it was like just throw in the towel. Just throw in the towel. Should have just brought on Chukwuemeka earlier. Should have kept Zakaria on at least. Okay, maybe we were getting, you know, he was caught in the wrong place in midfield sometimes, but he was a presence, he was an aggression. He wasn't having it. He was not having it. And that's what at least we were seeing. I would have rather take off Jorginho and play Kovacic and Zakaria. I just think that the way that we're going about things is completely wrong at the moment. Don't know what we're going to do to change it. You know, Enzo Fernandez, who we're obviously linked with. To me, that's not the answer either. Obviously, it's going to be, you know, a bit of a coup if we do manage to pull that off, but it's not the answer. It's got to come top down. It's an attitude problem, and until that gets sorted, we're going to drop more points, and it's going to be an abysmal season. So, guys, let me know what you think is the main culprit. Like, is it something strategically we're getting wrong? You know, as I say, I think it's something that is like an attitude problem more than anything. But let me know what you think, and like this video if you did, and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one in a bit.